All right, guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide trip sweep. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Ready.
What's up, guys? It's PIHCAM with HuddleGG, and in today's video we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to walk through a game that I had last week in a Players Lounge tournament with Henry. Just talk about my mindset going into games like this and how I attack players of his caliber. Right, so for those of you that don't know, Henry is the best Madden player of all time. He just hit $1 million in career tournament winnings a few weeks ago at the Madden Bowl. So when you go into games against these types of players, you have to be ready for everything. You have to limit your mistakes, and you have to stay calm, right? You can't try to do too much. You have to stick to your game plan, and you're going to see here on this first drive, I do just that, and I hit the RPO bubble, which is my bread and butter, time and time again, because he was not adjusting the alignment of his defense, right? He was struggling to adjust to take away this bubble, so I'm gonna take it every time they give it to me, right? A key in playing these top players is, like I said, you can't overthink. You have to take what's given to you, and you can see here on this first drive, it turned out for a nice touchdown for me, and I didn't do anything special there, right? I just read the alignment of the defense, and what you will see is a lot of people in the competitive community complain about RPOs, and they act like it's not skillful, and they talk about how it's bubblegum or it's this or that. To me, I don't understand the difference between throwing a running back out route, a tight end flat, a drag, or a bubble, right? They're all taking the underneath and forcing your opponent to adjust to that, right? And that's all I'm doing, and I'm just doing it in a different way. And that's my mindset on offense, right? I take what they give me, and if their alignment allows that RPO bubble to be open, I'm going to take it, right? Now, in this first drive on defense, you're going to see here that he has a really nice play. He gets a nice block there at the end by his receiver, and he ties it up. Again, I know it's going to be a back and forth battle here. I just know I have to score when I have the ball. But that first drive, I had some positive things to look at, right? I got him in a 4th and 10 on his first few plays. So again, if we keep forcing him into bad situations, hopefully we can capitalize on one of those later in the game. And as long as we play mistake-free on offense, that's how you're going to beat these players, right? And what you'll see is I try to spread the field, especially when someone's in 4-3, even 6-1, right? I'm going to try my best to make you cover sideline to sideline because the defense has 7 people tight in the middle of the field. So my philosophy on that is always to take what they give me, right? And you can see here, I'm throwing it shallow left, shallow right. I'm doing this to set up plays down the field later in the game, and you'll see that. But here, we're in a good position, right? Unfortunate throw here. We got a blue pass, got a bad click on. That would have been a nice first down. Here, good read. Again, got the KO. A little unfortunate here on these back-to-back plays. I liked that read there as well. But we do settle for the field goal, right? We have to take our points, in my opinion. Some players don't play like that. They'll go for it every time. I think there's a time and a place to go for it. But my personal opinion, like I said, you got to take your points when you have it. There's 3:45 left in the first half. He's getting ball at half. I want to have the best chance to go into half either tied or leading because we don't want him to get the ball and be leading, right? That's something we don't want. So again, just trying to lock up on defense here, trying to hold him to a field goal to give us a good drive there. Here, we get unfortunate penalty because we would have been forcing to a 3rd and 10 there, but we did get an illegal contact. Again, you can see my pressure was coming through pretty well in the first half, right? And again, we're getting to him. We're forcing a lot of 3rd down and longs. We're forcing a lot of 4th and longs. And again, I'm making him take the underneath routes, which again, that's what he's supposed to do, and he's doing a great job of that when it's there. And that's when it's hard to stop people, right? When they take everything you give them, because it's impossible to guard the entirety of the field. And you can see there, he scores a touchdown with 2 minutes left. And in this position, I knew going into this that this was the drive that was going to determine the game for me because, like I said, he's getting ball at halftime. So if we don't score on this drive, he's going to have a minimum 4-point lead going into half with ball, and that's not something I want to worry about. And you can see there, first play, we get a nice read to the tight end over the middle, make a nice move with him after the catch, set up that last block, and we're able to take that in to take the 17-14 lead. But again, in this situation, I'm kind of in a position where I'm just trying to hold him to a field goal, right? Because if he scores a touchdown here, he could clock me. There could be no time left in the quarter, and he's going to still walk into the second half with ball and a lead. So that's what we're trying to avoid. And again, there we did get a nice little fortunate penalty. He stepped past the line a little bit, which set up a long 3rd down. This was a play I wish we got back. Again, not a great read by him. Wish we would have gotten the pick, but you'll see here shortly that we do get rewarded for something that was kind of a crazy play. He did a great job there on 4th and 15 of capitalizing on that. Threw that right on the break. Really made me choose between that dig and the crosser. I chose the crosser. He threw the dig. And then again here, he sets up a nice play, gets that open down the field, messed up my adjustments on the back end. Safety didn't rotate to the middle, so he took the read. He was wide open. And we're in another situation here, as you can see, where we have to do something, right? We don't want to go into half down. So I know this is a big drive for me, similar to the last drive I had. Now it's just less time. So again, here, I had noticed that he was splitting into a cover 2 the majority of the game. So I have a play in my game plan and what I want to do where I will attack the deep middle, right? Because again, if you're not putting a deep middle there, which in 4-3, even 6-1, typically they don't, I do have a way of separating those safeties and opening up that big throw down the field. This is the play I was talking about where we got very lucky, right? He was going to catch the ball, fair caught it, it bounced off 2 players back into the end zone, and it gave him the safety. So again, we didn't get the pick a few drives ago, but we do get that safety. So that's why you have to stay calm in these games, right? You have to be patient and understand that the breaks will go your way at times, and they will go against you at times as well. You just have to stay calm. We got the ball back here after the safety, and I really focused on just making this the last drive, right? I didn't want him to get the ball back with any chance of scoring. So you can see here, really low time. Just take the throw away. We're going to take our 3. We're going to go into halftime up by 8, right? When you're playing somebody like this, it's a great place to be. But if you think the game's over at this point, you're going to lose it, right? And there may be some games I play where if I have a lead at halftime, I'm like, all right, this game's probably over. Not against someone like Henry. You know he's going to fight back. You know he's going to play well. You know he's going to adjust. So you just have to play that chess game, and you have to adjust back and do your best to, again, play with him, right? You can't be scared of these guys. You can't be intimidated. Again, he's the best player for a reason. But if you put the time and you put the work in and understand that you are also a good player, you have to trust that. And that's what I do in this game. And I was really happy with the way I played. Again, we're forcing all these underneath for the most part, right? I'm trying not to let up big plays. You are going to see here in a little bit, I believe I give up another big play because of a missed adjustment. And I think it's this play right here. Yep, I forgot to have my deep safety out there or outside third. And again, like I talked about before, with these players, if you make a mistake, they will capitalize on that. And you've seen my 2 adjustment mistakes that I've made throughout this game to this point. He found the open guy in both situations, and he made the read, and he got touchdowns on both of them. So, like I said, it's key in not making those mistakes, because rarely does a player like Henry not capitalize on that. And that's something that's very important to understand in these games. And again, at this point, though, we're still up 2. There's about a minute left in the third. We get to a 4th and 3 here. And I knew he was going to play aggressive, right? It's understanding situations. 4th and 3, if he gets a stop there, he now has the momentum. So I was expecting him to play aggressive and really play to stop all the short stuff, because I had been dinking and dunking a lot throughout this game. And that opened up that seam route down the middle, and we did a good job of making the read, lobbing it over the top, and getting that touchdown to really put ourselves in a good position to win this game, right? We're up 9, a minute left in the third. But again, like I said, this is far from over with a player like Henry. He is going to keep working. He's going to keep doing what he needs to do. This was a great throw by him here. He hit that C route. He was very patient with it. And the one thing that you'll notice with these guys is they're so good in the pocket, right? Rarely is he going to back up a ton and get sacked for 15, right? If I do hit him or I do get a sack, it's going to be a -2 yard loss, right? A -3 yard loss. He's going to limit the loss that he has. And again, it's just because he knows that if he doesn't make the mistakes, he's going to get in position where he can throw a pass like that and get a touchdown. And that was a great throw by him. I didn't back off my corner. I didn't get the depth there with that outside corner on the cloud flat. He read that corner route over the top. But that does set us up for a drive here where there's 4 minutes left in this game, right? If I can bleed this clock, I can take away the game right here and win it, right? We're up 2. We get a couple nice animations there in the run game. Again, I feel like I'm a very good runner. I understand what formations I can run each play against, right? I know what I want to run inside zone against. I know what I want to run power against, buck sweep, all of that. We get into a position here. He plays really good defense on 3rd and 13, setting up a 4th and 14. And this is the game here, right? So I'm going to pause this just so I can talk through this individual play a little bit more in depth. So what you're going to see here, I'll show you what I'm setting up. Again, it's 4th and 14, a minute 20 left in the game. He has 2 timeouts. Now, the reason I can't punt the ball here is because he's going to be able to get a field goal, right? If I was up 4 points here, I personally would punt. A lot of people would not punt, but if he needs to score 7 in order to take the lead on me, I'm going to force him to go the length of the field with short time. If he only needs a field goal, it's kind of pointless for me in that situation to punt it away here. So I am going to go for this, and I need to set up something where I have 2 options, right? Because you know his user is going to take away 1. We have to make the right read. We have to understand where he's going to go with the user and try to make that correct read. And again, to essentially wrap up this game, because if we get the first down here, it's going to be a minute 15 left. He's going to call a timeout. He'll have 1 timeout left. We'd be able to essentially kneel the ball out and win the game there just with the time. Okay, so again, here, what I set up is I set up this post curl combination, right? I do this out route to pull any flat that he may have on the field, but my assumption is these guys are in deep blues here, and I am expecting the blitz, right? That's why I blocked the tight end. I do want 6 in the protection because I do need 14 yards, right? It's not 4th and 4, so I do need time to let these routes develop. So I do block this tight end here, and I did shift the line to the left to try to pick up this guy. Again, he's very good at mixing up his blitzes. Sometimes he's going to drop 8, sometimes he'll drop 7, sometimes he's going to send 6 after you, right? So here I would just rather be safe than sorry in a situation like this, so that's why I do have the extra blocker in there. But again, the combination I'm really looking at here is this post and this curl. I'm expecting this safety to drop back, so I will smart route this curl that you'll see as we go on with this play. So I do get him to go just past the first down marker, and I'm just going to read his user, right? If his user shoots towards the curl, my goal is to hit the post. If he stays in the middle of the field with the post, then my goal is going to be to hit this curl, right? So what you'll see here is it'll be just a second, and I will smart route that curl, and I'll show you. We're going to pause it as the play develops as well. So again, here I do smart route it to get it to go past that first down marker like I told you guys. And again, what we're going to do is we're really reading that 1-2. So here at this point, I see that his user over pursues the post, right? Again, my 2 reads are here with the Y and here with the B on the post. I see his users aggressively playing towards this. So what you're going to see is I do throw this post right behind this. And again, I was really happy with the read. I made the correct decision. It's just unfortunately he did get pressure in my face. I did not get a blue pass, so that part is on me. And we do get an inaccurate pass here, and you're going to see it falls to the turf, and that essentially ends the game for us. Because again, he needs about 10 yards to get into field goal range, and somebody like Henry, it's going to be very hard not to allow 10 yards, right? And you're going to see here, he gets up into field goal range. He runs that clock down, and again, he makes his field goal for the win. So again, it was a very, very competitive game, really fun. I felt like I played really well on offense. I feel like if we don't get that under pressure at the end, and I make a good throw on that post, I think that we're going to win that game. And again, it's something that I learned from. And going into these games, if you can always be prepared to learn something from the game, you're going to be in a much better spot after the game than you were going into it. So again, I love playing guys like Henry. I love playing these top players in the world, and you have to if you want to get better, right? I don't want to just sit there and play people that I know that I'm going to beat over and over. I want to play the best competition in the world, but you have to know when you play the best competition in the world, you have to come ready, and you have to limit your mistakes. You can't make them, because if I turn the ball over twice against someone like Henry, we're not going to win the game, right? I know that. Again, in this game particularly, I felt like I played really well offensively. I feel like I limited my mistakes. I missed a couple reads, but we didn't turn the ball over. Really where my mistakes came were on the defensive end, where I gave up those 2 deep passes for him because we messed our adjustments up. And something small like that, again, you may think it's just a couple adjustments. Like I said, against these top players, they're going to find that mistake. and they're going to make you, or they're going to punish you because of that mistake that you made. So again, appreciate you guys watching this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed going through that game. Like I said, it was a really fun game for me. Hopefully you guys learned something. I learned something when I played in it, and watching this back, there's some things that I pick up on as well. So again, appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day. And if you're interested in getting better at Madden, make sure to join our free Discord by going to HuddleGG/Discord. Have a great day.